Hey everyone, it's Rob Ryder. Today is Saturday, December 29th, 2018, and we're going to be bringing in the new year, talking about taxpayers, risk management, veterans and their entitlements, chaplain and their duties, which is called the cure of souls, a little bit about the Ten Commandments, which are the only laws written by the finger of God and are binding in a Judeo-Christian society, or else why else have them, right? So maybe we should try to use those. Um, as our basis of bringing a complaint to somebody about what's happening to us. And who would you take the complaint to? You take it to a chaplain. And so, we'll let all that play out here in just a minute. But an idea about the Ten Commandments, then, I mean, how would they apply to today? Right? Well, if you take the your God's name in vain, well, that on an oath it says, "So help me God." And so if you're not abiding by the oath, even though it isn't a proper oath and it doesn't have your full legal name and it's got all sorts of defects, the fact that you spoke it and said it and then said, "So help me God," bound you to it. That's attorneys, judges, doctors. You can pretty much name them. Officers of the court, elected officials, they all have taken an oath. They're all invalid as far as being constitutional because they didn't follow the guidelines to have a constitutionally valid oath, but they all took an oath and said, "So help me God." So they committed themselves. You shall not commit adultery. And, chuckle, chuckle. One of the definitions of adultery is from add and alter another person. Well, AD is whatever that is, the first part of a word, AD, right? So that actually means two. So to alter another person is what adultery is. And that's what they do to you when they take you to court. They replace your full legal name with something else. They adulterate your full legal name. Well, that would be adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Well, that happens every day in court because none of the people that are in court have taken a proper oath of office to have the powers to do what they're doing. Right? And all those oaths of offices were witnessed by somebody who can see that it's been done wrong and they're not using their full legal name, so they're a false witness also. I mean, the paperwork is just full of false witnesses. And it's all in record in the county or the state or whatever the archive is. We need to get them, and that's what we need to do. And let's take him to the chaplain and see if he'll do something with them. It's kind of the plan, right? Thou shalt not covet. Well, that's what they do in a foreclosure. They're coveting your property because they don't really have any claim on it. And they're not really charging you because they're not using your full legal name. But as it turns out, well, they never really transferred the property to you because they didn't use your full legal name. And you don't have a QUIT, quit claim deed from the original grantor in your full legal name. And if you look at the definitions of a warranty deed and a quit claim deed, you would soon see that a warranty deed only warrants that the grantor has the authority to transfer the title, but it doesn't transfer the title. What transfers the title is the quit claim deed. And I don't know anybody who's ever shown me one of those in their file other than one that they have tried to make at some point later after the initial transfer. Those don't count. I'm not talking about one you do. I'm talking about one that was done when you bought the property that came with a warranty deed. Where's that one at? Right? They didn't do it. So we have all these things that are happening that are sins against God. This is the common law of this Judeo-Christian system, and there's a person that has the thing about a chaplain is he does have civil authority. Right? He's an ordained minister with special duties in the secular world, the cure of souls. So we're going to find out just exactly what that can do for us. Not that I know yet, but that's the plan as we go into the new year. And so, as usual, hey, my email address, Rob Ryder, is courtofrecord@aol.com. And my phone is 616-712-6179. But if you can tithe, donate, pay it forward, charity, mercy, by any name that you wouldn't need to call it, please support the common good. Right? Because all these things I'm picking on there don't really have anything to do with me. I mean, I try to make things about me a bit so I have something to work on, but that's what this taxpayer thing is about we're going to look at. So, anyways, if you can, tithe, donate, pay it forward, charity, mercy. PayPal account's robryder at AOL.com. If you want to use your debit or credit card, you could send me an email stating the amount of the donation, and I will send you a request for money via PayPal back to your email address. And then you can use your debit or credit card. Or you can always use the mail. Robert Allen Ratlewski, RYTLAWSKI, 10955, 14 Mile Road Northeast, Rockford, Michigan, 49341 8664. Okay, so where am I going to start with this? Man, there's so much to show. Basically, let's just go here. So if you were to go to the last video I did was on this idea of the taxpayer that we're going to be talking about. And then the one before that, employability, and this one on veterans entitled domestic peacemakers have to do with the veterans part I'm going to talk about, or the lawmakers and lawyers, and the fact that they have invalid oaths of office and certificates of election and so forth. Well, that would be in that video there. And I don't know how many videos you want to watch, but all of these here in the last months are kind of all about this idea of trying to get the military involved as a veteran, trying to establish my taxpayer as a taxpayer, have everything say that Robert Allen Ratlewski is the owner, and get them to acknowledge it. So all the way back up to Uncle Sam ain't released me yet, like in this classification 1H, which for veterans, there's every good chance that right now, even though that you are a veteran, you're classified a 1H in the civil service system because we've never put the proper paperwork in to show our discharge. A DD-214 isn't a discharge document, right? It can be used for two things. So it's not evidence of discharge because it's got two uses. Something else has to be done, and as I'll show you, you can get a letter from the VA that says that they certify that you're discharged. So, okay, give me just a second to get ready to move on to the next part. Hang on. Okay, so first up, not in any particular order, but I don't have that much information on this yet, so we'll start with it. It's short and sweet. Dana in Kalkaska got a copy of this form, Liability Claim Incident Report, from the county clerk in Kalkaska County. Right? But it's all blank. But this is a liability claim incident report that gets filled out. If you want to make a claim for bodily injury, property damage, civil rights complaint, zoning dispute, land use dispute, personal injury, right? They have all these claims that you can put in against the named MMRMA member. And MMRMA is the Michigan Municipal Risk Management Authority. So, stepping back one step from that, there's a thing called the Michigan Municipal League, L-E-A-G-U-E, League, right? That is part of this Michigan Municipal Management Authority. Like, you know, I don't know which one is part of the other, but somehow they're related to each other. And so, just looking at what this could be used for then, well, if somebody's violating your civil rights, like, you're in a court case that's being done with people who don't have proper oaths of office, well, that's a civil rights violation. They're simulating a legal process. 18 U.S.C. 242, I believe it is. Right? United States Code, Title 18, United States Code, U.S.C. 242, has to do with simulating a legal process using color of law, which is all they're really doing because none of these people have a proper oath of office. They didn't use their full legal name, and they're not using the exact wording that your Constitution tells them they're supposed to use. I mean, like if it has a lowercase state and they put propercase state or uppercase state, well, that isn't what is in the Constitution. And that's just a little thing. That's just a little jot and tittle, but they make bigger mistakes than that. Right? And then they're witnessed by people who didn't use their full legal name. And there's no seal for whoever it is they say that they're representing on the paperwork. It's a counterfeit. What's a civil rights violation for them to take you to court? All right, so, just bypass and go file a claim. That would be the idea. Because the county is supposed to be the local funding unit for the court system. Now, this is how it works in Michigan, right? That the local funding unit for the courts in your county in Michigan is the county commissioners. And they as much as told Dana that when he had talked to them about the things going on during the county commissioner meeting. He was talking about what's going on in their courts. They said, well, we're really just their funding unit. Yeah, right. You have control of their dollars, and you're letting them do it. So it is their fault. You don't make it against the court, because, as you'll see, when we look at the court's names, they don't even exist. They're not courts. They're businesses. So these people, whoever the member is, so the important thing is, well, what's the full legal name of the member? Because that's the person that you put the claim against. And as you can see, they didn't want to put it in. And so we're going to have to get them to put it in. And so if they don't want to put it in, well, this would be something to take to a chaplain of the county and say, hey, they won't, give me the information. That's bad faith. Right? They're violating commandments of God. You need to go do something. You need to go talk to these people and have them give me this form filled out so I can file a complaint. They don't have a right to stop me from putting a claim in. I want the insurance company to make the decision. They can be the judge. I don't want the entity or the pretend entity to be the judge. So, but here's the thing, right? So if I went to Kent County, right, and say it's County of Kent, because that's normally what the paperwork shows. You think you're in Kent County, but everything is County of Kent when you get it. And it has these different phone numbers, right? So I'm going to put in this phone number here for the 63rd District Court, that would be the court that they would want me to attend. And if you go to Dunn's Lookup, right, Dun & Bradstreet, you can find this thing where you put in, you got a choice, my company or other. I'm going to do it by business phone, but you could do it by business name, and then you just put a phone number in. 616. Oh, what is it? 632-7770. 632-7770. Who are they? All right, so using the phone number of the court, right, 63rd District Court, and putting that in Dunn's, it comes up and says it's County of Kent, Inc. Actually, Kent, County of, Inc. It's a business. You can see that, right? I mean, I'm not making this up. There's the phone number, 616-632-7770. 616-632-7770. Let's put in probate court. 5440, right? Everything else is the same. 5440. 5440. Hey, look. That's the County of Kent also. It's another corporation. So these aren't the government, they're corporations. Oh, heck, I hate when I do that. Hang on just a second. Okay, so here's another one. Here's the Kent County Clerk. 7640. 616-632-7640. Search. Hey, the county clerk. She's also part of the corporation. She's not the county. She's not the Kent County Clerk. She's the clerk of the County of Kent, which is a business. So this lady, Lisa Posthumous Lyons, is lying. She's not the Kent County clerk. In fact, she's taken an invalid oath of office as far as that goes. I showed it in the other video. It's like, you don't even have a proper oath of office. But she doesn't claim to be the Kent County clerk. On paper, she claims to be the clerk of the county of Kent. So what are you going to do? It's like, that's who she says she is. So when they tell you then that you're supposed to take these discharge papers and give them to the county clerk, she wouldn't be the right person because she isn't the government. She's a corporation. Who's the Kent County clerk? That's what we're going to try to find out, right? Again, by taking it to the chaplain. See, now all these questions I can't get answered, I'm going to give to a chaplain and make him give me an answer. They say they won't answer my question. All right, so this is all a work in progress. We'll see how they handle all this. But that's where we're headed with it. Okay, again, give me just a second. Okay, so just one more to look at then. 17th Circuit Court. So in Michigan, we have district courts, which is like where the traffic court is, and then the circuit court, which is like where felonies are tried and so forth, right? And so 616-632-5220. And when you put that in, 616-632-5220, it doesn't come up as the, Kent, County of Inc. Corporation. It comes up as Judiciary Courts of the State of Michigan Corporation. So it's a different corporation than the one that's the business, but they're still both businesses. And, neither of these are the government. They're corporations. So where's Kent County, right? Because I'm still looking for the Kent County clerk. Now, the clerk of this court, again, we're talking the 17th Circuit Court, right? That clerk is also this lady here, right? She's the clerk of this county court. So none of these are the proper venue for us to ever get a remedy because they're not the government. And so when they tell you to take your paperwork and file it with the Kent County clerk, well, they don't mean her. Who would they mean? Well, they do have a guy that's called the Kent County Administrator. And they do have a board that sits together as a body, right? And that could be the Kent County clerk when they are together as a body. It could be the head probate judge. It could be, because all of this is happening now, so now think about this, because this isn't the government. Again, this is the county of Kent, and that isn't the government. It's a business. Well, where's that business located? Well, it's in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Well, hey, Grand Rapids, Michigan is a municipality. Right? And so they would be a member of this Michigan Municipal League. Because again, we're trying to figure out whose name would be in this frickin' form here, right? Because it won't be County of Kalkaska, because that ain't a frickin' municipality. But what's happening in the thing that's called the County of Kalkaska is happening in a thing called the Village of Kalkaska, which is in the Township of Kalkaska. But I don't believe it's the city of Kalkaska. But anyways, it has a village president. The village president has the powers to issue arrest warrants and yada, yada, yada. He's the conservator of the peace, right? So he can arrest people for violating the laws of the United States in his venue. But that could be the municipality. And so in this municipal league, that's where the townships are. So I live in Oakfield Township. It should be a municipality. It should be, my local government should be Oakfield Township. But when you go down there and look at paperwork, it says Township of Oakfield. Same problem with the county. The county isn't really anything other than it's the state government local to you is what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to represent the state government. It's not supposed to be a municipal government. It's just a local arm a local branch of the state government. But that isn't who you're dealing with. You're dealing with these corporations that are pretending to be these other things. Well, that's why we need to find the thing, the municipality that they're in that's allowing this to happen, and take our complaint to the municipality. And if they don't do something, well, then file a complaint against their liability insurance. Hey, it sounds simple enough, right? That's a simple enough plan to put together. And here in a little bit, I'll show you, my rendition of what that is. But that's what's going on, right? I had never seen one of these forms before, but when you look at it, it's more than just bodily injury, like they say, or pothole damage, or whatever. No, it's got civil rights complaint on there, and all sorts of things. Because bodily injury and property damage aren't the same as personal injury. Personal injury would be like somebody damaging your person, such as your reputation. That's a damage to your person. Slander or false accusation or things of that nature. But property damage is when they're trying to get you to fill out a bond, and bodily injury is when they put your ass in the frickin' back of a police car. Well, car acting like a police car. All right, because none of these people have any authority to do this, so you're just being kidnapped and taken someplace and held for ransom. They've been doing this for this has been going on for centuries. We didn't just start doing this. This is the way it's done. When you're not having your rights enforced, and we're not having our rights enforced because we're dealing with a Judeo-Christian system, and we're stuck on the Jew side, and you're not a Jew. You're not one of their kind of Jews. Right? Talmudic law. It's like, if you're not a participant in Talmudic law, then you're a victim of it. And you will be participating, but as the victim. Well, that's where you are, and we need to get out of that and get to the Christian side where you treat your brother like you treat yourself. And, hey, the bridge between the secular and the Christian system is the chaplain. Well, we're going to find out this week. Okay. I want to go talk about this thing about taxpayers, right? So give me just a minute to load those papers up. Okay, then let's go look at where were we going to be here? So in my last video, I was explaining that I had gotten these bills for taxes due for my all caps, right? According to my EIN number, my account number. That's not my Social Security number. That's my account. It's my EIN number. Right? I had in the past, about a year ago, it was in December, 12/11/2017, I got an EIN for my all caps. Right? And it was part of a plan at the time. So, okay, I want everybody to agree that Robert Allen Rytlewski, all caps, is owned by Robert Allen Rytlewski, right? The owner, because that's what I would put as the name of the owner. My full legal name is the owner of my full legal name. And I wanted to get the IRS to agree, and I wanted to get the state to agree, and I got the post office to agree, and I was trying to get all these entities to agree, right, that was what it was, because if you've ever paid attention, when you get IRS paperwork, normally it has a name with a middle initial, not with your full legal name. And then I said, well, if I ever get that again, I'll be able to say, well, that isn't mine, right? You've agreed what my name is. It's Robert Allen Rytlewski. I don't know who this Robert A is. You're going to have to, if you want it to be for me, you got to change the name, which of course they wouldn't do. I don't believe so. I've never been challenged on it, but that was all the idea at the time. Right? And then to go register with the state and, get a state of Michigan Department of Treasury sales tax license for the same account number. Right? So that's proof that Robert Allen Rytlewski is a business, and this is my sales tax license. So, what had happened was I got these bills. When I had started to do this, no, so some months later, after I had done it. So this was, now we're in August. That was like December. Well, then I started playing with my address on things, right? You have to watch the other video. I can't go through all of it again. But I started playing my address on things, and I did it one time, and boom, these things showed up on my mailbox. And it was showing that my business owed this tax of $5,400, right? Sales tax. And then there was another one that said I owed $5,400. And it was for use tax. So it's like, oh, what the heck is this about? It's like, well, okay, what is this about? Well, and I started looking at it. So, okay, well, whatever's happening is happening under this law, right? So I know what to go look at, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And the fact that you could request an informal hearing. So I did. I wanted to have an informal hearing to find out, well, where'd you guys get this information from? Right, that's fine. If you say, oh, you $5,400, excellent, right? Show me the asset. Where's it at? Because I don't have it. Somebody else has it, and I'd like to have it. If it owes you $5,400, then let's go find it, and I'll pay you your $5,400. I'm thinking all this in my head. I'm not telling them all this, but that was the plan. And so in this law, this act they were talking about then was this section in here that the department may obtain information on which to base the assessment for the tax. By its duly authorized agents, the departments may examine books, records, and papers and audit the account of the person or any records obtaining the tax. A taxpayer who has been audited by the department or its agents, or a taxpayer whose books, records, or papers have been examined by the department shall, upon request, be provided a complete copy in printed or electronic format of the complete audit work papers and audit report findings, which I've asked for I don't know how many different ways, and I still haven't got it. So I said, well, I'll ask for it as part of this upcoming hearing. So we ain't quite there yet. So anyways, I had gotten these here. And then I get an email, I get a certified letter that said that this docket number, 2018-1530 for Robert Allen Ratluski, and these, these, what are they called? Intent documents, that I was going to have a hearing on January 16, 2019. Elizabeth Avery would be the hearing referee. And, what I had to do. Talked about all this in my last video. And that's where I had left it at the time. And then, I started thinking what I was going to do. And, where is that thing? So then I sent an email to the Taxpayer Advocate soon after doing that video about that letter and so forth, in which I said, Taxpayer Advocate, on 12/14, I signed for a certified letter pertaining to my business, Robert Allen Ratluski, EIN, docket. Well, I don't know why they put the F in front of the EIN. It's like they're creating another number, right? Using your EIN, but with another number, so now it's their number. Regarding an informal conference schedule for the 16th, I attached a copy of the letter. There are a number of items I need your assistance with regarding this matter. I'd like a complete copy of the docket entries, exhibits, and other documents that are incorporated by reference into this matter. Full legal name, physical address, mailing address of all parties to this docket conference. I need a copy of the hearing referee, roll of attorney certificate, because the hearing referee is an attorney. I need a copy of the hearing referee oath of office, because they're taking it all. A hearing referee would be an office that they were appointed to, and well, now they need to take an oath of office. I need a copy of the hearing referee certificate of appointment from whoever it was making whoever, a hearing referee. And I need the contact information of the State of Michigan Department of Treasury Chaplain. Time is of the essence as these two major holidays between now and the scheduled hearing date. Okay, and I put this in on the 16th. which I think is a Sunday. Is that what it was? Yeah, December 16th. Okay, well then just here recently, get a frickin' email, a letter. What is it though? I got another certified letter just yesterday, as a matter of fact. Right, where now this one is my lowercase name. I don't know if you noticed on the other one, it was all uppercase. Oh, rotate. All right, so there's that one, Robert Allen Rutluski, proper case, and this is Robert Allen Rutluski, uppercase. This has got a +4. This one doesn't. But they both came certified mail, right? So this was the address shown in this window, and this was the address shown in the window of the one I got back last week. And now I'm getting another one. And this one said, jeepers, come on, man. Clockwise. From the State of Michigan Department of Treasury. Now, see, this isn't on any kind of letterhead. So I just got to point the stuff out as I go. It's the only way I can do this, right? So it's not on a letterhead. But they're saying now that the State of Michigan Department of Treasury, decision and order of determination. The department, having reviewed the recommendation of the referee in the above captioned matter, and having been advised of the premise, and it appearing that the recommendation is supported by authority and reasoned opinion, and that the same is accepted, accordingly it is determined and ordered that the proposed deficiencies covering the period appearing in the intent of assesses shall remain canceled in full. What does that mean? Shall remain canceled in full. It is further determined and ordered that the informal conference scheduled for January 16, 2019 shall be canceled and the matter shall be closed. Oh, they don't want me to have my hearing. Well, that's what that means. Okay. They don't want to answer any questions. If you disagree with all or part of the decision and order determination, you may, as provided by something, appeal to the Michigan Tax Tribunal and do all these other things. Well, I could do all those, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the chaplain. That's my plan, right? To go see the chaplain. Certified by Regina R. Blau, administrator. Hey, you're not using your full legal name, Regina. On behalf of State Treasurer N.A. There isn't any State Treasurer N.A. Corey. Oh my gosh, right? It just goes on and on. I mean, the stuff they do. And then here's the recommendation by somebody, apparently. Oh, Elizabeth Avery, referee. Well, I've not talked to yet, but I guess I can now. On August 10th, Department of Treasury issued the papers that we're talking about. And on the 13th, they issued on the 10th and the 13th. I had already appealed. Well, you're quick, Rob. Good for you. On the 12th, I get a informal conference concerning the matter scheduled for January 16th. On the 19th, which was after, this is on the 16th, I was asking the tax advocate for some help, and on the 19th, they're doing these things, which the department determined shall be canceled, right? The intents to assess shall be canceled, pursuant to taxpayer is informed in a formal conference on the question of liability assessment. Because intents have been canceled by the department, no dispute remains at issue in the instant docket. As such, the informal conferences for January 16th will be canceled, and the docket shall be closed. Well, ain't that just handy to have to use for your advantage? You don't want to deal with it? Well, we'll just cancel it and say, well, okay, I guess we don't want it. Well, I don't really want to make it quite that easy on them, but I'm not going to do what they said to do to petition or to appeal. I'm going to go elsewhere to appeal. Well, then just today, I get another letter. Right now, this one is on letterhead. Although, is it State of Michigan, Rick Snyder, Governor, Department of Treasury? No, it ain't quite the same. You got Rick Snyder over here, right? So one of these is a counterfeit piece of paper. That's all I can tell you. They can't have all these different letterheads. Docket, based on review of Michigan tax registration application form 518, received January 26, 2017. Your registration for sales use tax has been canceled for the following reasons. They said that line 10, I put miscellaneous intermediation, and line 11, I didn't put anything that I'm selling. I'm not selling, right? I'm a buyer. In retail. Anyway. Okay, in a retail transaction, right, as the buyer, you're paying the sales tax. That was one of the reasons we're getting the sales tax license. Not that I planned on having to pay them any, simply for the fact that I am the taxpayer in retail. And retail is commerce, so I wanted to be good with commerce, so I wanted to be registered, have my business registered. I'm a sole proprietor doing business in my name. Everything I do is my business. I'm not doing it under limited liability. I am fully liable for everything I do because I'm an adult. And therefore, you got nothing to say to me. Yada, yada, yada. Well, they're acting like they've canceled my registration. Yet they just sent me a license. Right? Because when is this thing dated? They did this back on the 19th. So 10 days ago. Okay. And where is my tax? I just got this tax license. Has this got a date on it? Date. It expires December 31st, 2019. No date on it. So something happened, right? They were saying I owed them $15,000, and now I don't owe them anything, and they don't want to talk to me. Or maybe I still owe them, but they don't want to talk to me about it. Because they don't want me to know, well, okay, if you're saying that I owe you $15,000, then I'm saying to you, show me the asset. Because I want to claim it. And that's still the plan. It's just changed a little bit now. So, as far as I'm concerned, they're running. Okay, hang on just a second. Okay then. Hey, if you're a veteran and you haven't watched, you should watch Veterans entitled Domestic Peacemakers. And unemployability is not a four-letter word. Because that's really what I'm going after is this unemployability rating that they have for veterans. Which is, well, it's kind of based on the law of the Veterans Administration, which says under 38 CFR 416, right? It is the established policy of the Department of Veterans Affairs that all veterans, how many? Which ones? All, ALL, all veterans who are unable to secure and follow a substantially gainful occupation by reason of service-connected disability shall be rated totally disabled. Therefore, rating boards should submit to Director Compensation Services for extra scheduler consideration all cases of veterans who are unemployable by reasons of service-connected disabilities, but who fail to meet percentage standards as set forth in paragraph 8. A long way of saying that if you have any service-connected disability, and then you apply, there's a chance that they will grant you unemployability. And I say the way it's written that that's what they want to do. They want you to come ask. It's a needs-based entitlement. You need it. You go ask for it. You get it. And so in these videos that I'm talking about, unemployability is not a four-letter word, and veterans entitled domestic peacemakers, just the different sections of the law that lead to this idea that it's waiting there for us to take advantage of, and that basically what this employability level means is like $3,000 a month. So if you're not making $3,000 a month, well, then you're not substantially gainfully employed, because you can get that much if you were rated unemployable, right? And so there's a couple forms you would have to fill out, and this would be one of them. It's the VA Form 218940, 21-8940, which is Veterans Application for Increased Compensation Based on Unemployability, right? But you have to have done another form also, which is the basic form for getting your claim started in the first place. All that was covered in the video. And really all I wanted to show today is that since that time I've learned, by poking around a bit, that we have this portal through e-benefits, right? So if you're a veteran, you can get your own e-benefits set up, and it's got a dashboard with your information on it. And so, for instance, well, claims and appeals, works in progress. Do I have any works in progress? All right, I got one open claim. 11/16/2018 is for compensation, gathering of evidence. That's where we're at right now. Well, I had sent back, because you can upload documents to this, right? That I had sent back to them that I didn't have anything else to give them. Right? But they said they still needed one from the VA medical facility. Well, as it turns out, I get a call over these last few days, and I have scheduled now a pension and compensation exam, which on the claim that I put in, I pointed out like 6 different things. I said, well, I'm going to say if I got an ache and pain, whatever it is, it started in the military. Neck hurts, back hurts, wrist hurts, ankle hurts. All that shit's from the military. My ears ring, and I don't have nearly as good a hearing. Well, the only thing I'm being tested for is for hearing / tinnitus, right? That ringing in the ears. And my brother's just had this done here recently. He said, well, they told me there really isn't a test for ringing in the ears. You're just telling you have it. And that ringing in the ears is a 10% disability. Well, see, now that would put you into this realm now of where you have a service-connected disability. And if it is contributing to the fact that you can't be follow substantially gainful occupation, well, then they can give you extra scheduler consideration. So I don't have to explain it to them. I just need to say that's what happened, put it in, and if they agree, well, then they'll give it to me. This isn't the civil world. This is the military. Just do what it says. You point out what it says right here. You can do it. So, cut me a break, man. Because, like, for myself, if they were to check my Social Security records, I haven't worked since 2002. Right? I haven't been substantially gainfully employed. There's no evidence of it. I don't have to explain it to you. I just haven't. It must be because of the ringing in my ears. That's my plan. And I believe they're going to pay. So, because they've scheduled this hearing, this thing, and of the 6 things I put on, they're only checking me, right? Disabilities claimed: hearing loss, limited neck motion, arthritis, eyesight, ringing in the ears, chronic adjustment disorder, wrist and thumb weakness, limited motion, back and hip stiffness, arthritis, frequent lung infections, individual unemployability. They're all on there. And the only thing I'm being tested for is ringing in the ears, which there isn't a test. Right? So technically, because this compensation and pension exam is, part of the process, it's, I just believe it's getting all the paperwork correct more than anything else. And if they had to do testing, they are, but they're not testing for all these other things. So then that will go back. And then that should, be the last thing they're looking for evidence. And, well, now we can. In fact, I wrote them a letter, said, look, I know I'm not going to have the percentage, right? I'm not trying to get unemployability based on percentage. I want unemployability based on extra scheduler rating. So please just send my paperwork to the, whatever this guy's name was. All right, send it to the director of compensation services and tell him here's a guy looking for extra scheduler consideration. Catch him on a good day. And if he says no, well, then I'll appeal. But some of the other things on this page, then they had this thing called the letter generator. So if you're a vet and you haven't got yourself an e-benefits account, well, get one set up. If you don't know how to do it, get a hold of a VA, veteran service officer, and tell them to set it up for you. So I click that and it says, confirm your address on file. Robert Allen Rutluski, 10955 14 Mile Road Northeast, although it should be capital E. I don't know why it's small e. Rockford, Michigan, 49341. They're not using the +4. Okay, well, it looks good to me. All right, then select the letter from the following list. So basically, I have 3 letters waiting for me, according to this. A benefit summary, a service verification, and a proof of service card. So let's start with the proof of service card first. Okay, so because this is online, anytime you do it, it gives you a brand new date. But let's look at this piece of paper, right? It's got the official seal of the Department of Veterans Affairs, United States of America, on it, right? It's on their letterhead. Please use the cutout card below as verification of your honorable service in the Uniformed Services of the United States. Well, thank you very much. I will do that. This card is to serve as proof the individual listed below served honorably in the Uniformed Services of the United States. Now, Bobby in Arizona told me that when they would ask you for your license, registration, and insurance, that the registration they were looking for is your civil service registration to show that you have a properly registered with civil service. And what they're doing is they're not properly registering anybody because they're making everybody a 1H, which is basically means you're a deserter. You're able-bodied, but you're not available for service. Well, what would that mean? It means you deserted. It's in those other videos I was talking about. Okay, when I have proof, right? I could show this to a cop. Hey, brother, you can't take me that way because I don't know how many of you have ever been arrested, but what they do is they put you in the back of a car and they drive you to a building and they go through a big garage door and they close it and you step out and you step into the jail. You don't go through like Rambo did in his first movie, where he went through into the jail and sat with the cop and and went to the sheriff's office first and then to the jail. No, they take you in the back door. So you're really not there as a fugitive of the sheriff's department. Right? They're just warehousing you because you have some kind of military defect in your records. Right? We're seen as deserters. And so this would be proof, right? Hey, I have proof now. Right? So that letter was waiting. So yeah, I've cut that baby out. Now on mine, my birth date isn't right. It's like, well, how could they not have my birth date right? And I was trying to get that fixed here the other day, and the information I hear comes from DEERS, not from the VA. DEERS, I found out. So I got to contact DEERS to have them change my birth date. But I got a DOD ID number, right? You're back in the service. and say, you just take me to the post. I'm not playing in the fake court. Right? So if you had these, and you had to go to court, I'd print one out and give it to the judge. I put it in your court case. Right? I'm just saying, what can you use this stuff for? Well, let's start with, if you had one, go put it in your court case if you have one going and see if it goes away. Okay. How about service verification then? What was that all about? Okay, hey, that's me again, Robert Allen Rutluski. This letter certifies that Robert Allen Rutluski was discharged from the U.S. Armed Forces, having served during the following periods. Because I prior service, got out for a bit, came back in. Honorable in both cases. Well, this is the document that certifies that you're discharged. This is what needs to be filed with the county. You know, maybe a DD 214 can go there, but this needs to be there also. And so that's what I'm trying to do, is have this filed with the Kent County Clerk's Office. But of course, I don't want it to go to the County of Kent Clerk's Office. So I'm in contact with, my county has a VA office, its own, the county created its own Veterans Administration office. So I've sent it to them. They said, I don't want this going into the records of the County of Kent. I want it to go into Kent County records. Right? And so if you have any problem finding out for me who it is that this needs to go to, other than Lisa, whoever the hell she is, right? Well, then I'm going to file a complaint with the Inspector General of the Veterans Administration, because now the VA is involved. I've given it to a VA office attached to supposed to be the Kent County Veterans Administration Office. It doesn't say County of Kent, it says Kent County. Yeah, so they got a little something to deal with right now. And I'll get where's the chaplain? Which is the other one? Where's the chaplain? You're going to find me a chaplain. And the third one is a benefit summary. What's this? This has changed since last time I did it. I mean, I didn't have a choice before. It just did it. But I'm going to go ahead and just say generate benefit summary letter so we can look at it. I don't remember having to do that before. Let's see what it looks like. Summary of the benefits you currently receive from the Department of Veterans Affairs. We are providing this letter to disabled veterans. They've already agreed I'm a disabled veteran because they're providing me a letter. In applying for benefits such as state and local property, vehicle tax relief, civil service preference, blah, blah, blah. So like in Michigan, you're supposed to be able to get all free fishing licenses and hunting licenses and sportsman's licenses and everything that isn't done by lottery. You're supposed to get like $1. That's what they cost my brother-in-law when he got them. He's from Florida, came to Michigan, got every license they have for like $1. I think he figured it out. It's like $300 and some, $400 in licenses. So, hey, now when the holidays are over, I'm going to take this down to the sporting goods store and see if they give me a free fishing license. This has got a watermark on it, like this is supposed to be bond paper, right? Official document. This letter is considered an official record of your VA entitlement. So let's see what they'll give us. Okay, hang on just a second. Okay then, finally, we're going to talk about the chaplain, 10 Commandments, municipalities. How's all that stuff fit together? Risk management, so forth and so on. So for instance, well, what's a municipality, right? For the Michigan Municipal League. Well, a city is supposed to be, and so is a township. Not sure if a village can be, but I know cities can be, and so can townships. cities and towns. And so this is Grand Rapids, Michigan, right? So if the county of Kent isn't the government because it's a corporation, so says Dun and Bradstreet, well, what about Grand Rapids? Right? Well, they have a charter. And, if you know anything about charters, well, municipalities get charters from the sovereign, and then they get control the sovereign power within their territorial boundaries. And within the territorial boundaries of Grand Rapids, Michigan, is where frickin' the thing is that calls itself the County of Kent. Or the judicial courts of the state of Michigan, or whatever the hell it is, or all these things, right? They're not the government, they're just businesses doing business in the county seat, which is, in my case, Grand Rapids, Michigan. So if I go, Grand Rapids, Michigan municipal code or charter or whatever you need to find it, it's like, in my case, they don't have it on their site, they have it on this third-party site. We the people, City of Grand Rapids, Michigan, right? City of Grand Rapids, Michigan. I think that's the entire name of the entity. But in order to perfect a municipal government which shall ensure economic and effectual administration of city affairs, provide the security of the persons of property, promote happiness and welfare of its people, conserve and utilize public values, personal uses, encourage municipal cooperation among cities of the state, and preserve by proper use the privilege of local government, subject to the constitutional laws of the state, do ordain and establish this charter for the state, or for the city of Grand Rapids, Michigan. And, what's the important part for me? Was the city officers and departments. Offices and departments established powers of. It is hereby established for government of the city of Grand Rapids. And then it goes on. It talks about all these things. Won't bore you with all that, but what we need here is the Superior Court, the Municipal Court of Grand Rapids, and the Police Court of Grand Rapids, together with the several members, officials, employees, and other persons elected to serve therein, and persons elected to represent the city upon the Board of Supervisors for this county, and the several constables elected for the said state shall constitute the entire governing force thereof. Well, there isn't any Superior Court, Municipal Court of Grand Rapids, or Police Court of Grand Rapids. They don't exist. And there aren't any representatives of the city to the Board of Supervisors because there is no Board of Supervisors anymore. Now it's called the Board of Commissioners. So they're violating their charter. The people there today pretending to be the government are violating the charter. Well, this is a municipality that should have risk management insurance through the Michigan Municipal Risk Management Authority. And so I plan to file a claim against them, right? So I've written them. I want to get the information in the form, and if they won't give it to me, well, guess what? I'm going to go to their chaplain and see if he can get it for me. Now, another similar one I'm doing, right? Because this is the state now, right? Well, my state capital, Lansing, is the capital of the U.S. state of Michigan. Right? So I don't care about the state of Michigan, right? That's a business doing business in the U.S. capital, or in the capital city. Lansing is the capital of the U.S. state of Michigan. Didn't say state of Michigan, just Michigan. Right? Kent County, Michigan. So whatever's happening is happening within the city, and that makes it the mayor's fault. And sure enough, the city of Lansing, they got a charter. And in this charter, make me faster do it this way. Oath of office. Every elective officer and every appointee before entering into the official duties shall take and subscribe the following oath. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and of the Constitution of the state, and that I will faithfully discharge the office of blank according to the best of my ability, period. So help me God, nothing else. And shall file that oath duly certified by the officer before whom it was taken in the office of the city clerk. Okay, well, let's go get their oaths of office and see what they did. So that's kind of where I am with them right now. I had what had I done then? Well, so then I wrote the mayor, first of all. See, because in the city of Lansing then are the oaths of offices and certificates of election for the people that are claiming to be state representatives, or to be senators, or to be U.S. senators, or to be U.S. representatives. All that paperwork went through the guy claiming to be the governor in Lansing. And none of these people are using their full legal name, and they're not filling out paperwork that has the proper words on it, and they're not signed witness by somebody using their full legal name. It's all counterfeit. And it's all happening in the city of Lansing. And, it's this dude's job as the mayor of the city of Lansing to enforce the laws within the city of Lansing. In fact, what is that first law here? Establishment of the government. Where are you? The people of the city of Lansing, by adoption of the Home Rule Charter, create and continue a body corporate known as the City of Lansing, provided for continued control of their municipal corporation. The city has comprehensive home rule power conferred upon it by the Michigan Constitution, subject only to the limitations on the exercise of that power contained in the Constitution or this charter, or imposed by statute. The city also has all other powers which the city may possess under the Constitution, laws of the state. So for the city to have these powers, the mayor has to have taken a proper oath of office. Or, that's one of the limitations. Well, you got to be a properly elected or appointed officer. Took a proper oath of office. Let's start with you guys, see if you did. So, in the exercise of its powers, the performance of duties of the city and agencies to ensure that no person or group engaged in the conduct of official business or seeking to do business with the city is discriminated against because of race, creed, political orientation, color, national organization, blah, 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 blah. Right? They can't treat you like that. And so, mayor. The United States Code provides for the mayor of a city, at the expense of the United States, to arrest a person for any offense against the United States. The proper citation for this power is 18 U.S.C. United States Code 3041, Powers of Courts and Magistrates. Pertinent part included in this email with link to the online certified copy, online certified copy for the government printing office. Counterfeiting a public security of the United States, such as an oath of office or certificate of election, is a felony against the United States, requiring the offender be arrested. No, not subscribing an oath of office in the full legal name of the office holder to be, or an oath of office whose wording is not exactly as mandated by Constitution, or oath of office subscribed before an unqualified witness or without a proper seal or proof of counterfeit oath of office in felony against the United States. It's really just that simple. You didn't do it right, you can either do it over or it's a felony. Which would you rather have? A certificate of election not issued using full legal name of the election winner, or not witnessed by the governor in the governor's full legal name, or not countersigned in the full legal name of the Secretary of State, is proof of a counterfeit public security of the United States and felony against the United States. Mayor Schroer, will you arrest the offenders of the United States found in the capital of the United States, of the U.S. state of Michigan, that have executed counterfeit public secure the United States, such as oath of office or certificate of election. Your God and country want to know, and I want to provide you the evidence of the felony. Da, 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 da. And then here's the section in 18 U.S.C. 3041, where it says, for any offense against the United States, the offender may, by any justice or judge of the United States, or by any United States magistrate, or by any chancellor, judge, Supreme Court, or Supreme or Superior Court, chief or first judge of the common pleas, mayor of a city, justice of the peace, or other magistrate of any state, where the offender may be found, and goes on and on and on. Mayor of a city. Village president. Both a mayor of a city and a village president in Michigan are considered conservators of the peace. Right? And they have the same powers as the sheriff, which would include the power to arrest. Okay, so I had sent that to the mayor. And, well, I had to send one more thing. Where is it, Bob? I sent a FOIA. Request for public records, Office City Attorney, Lansing, Michigan. Please provide copies of duly certified oaths of office to current incumbents specified by City Charter, Article 2, Chapter 1, 2.106, Oath of Office, as a PDF and email to robryder@aol.com. And what is it saying? 2.2-106? Well, it gives the oath of office they're supposed to take. Every elected officer and every appointee, before entering into official duty, shall take and subscribe the following oath. Okay, so all those questions have been asked, and I'm waiting for an answer. And at the first moment of the answer not being proper, I'm going to these folks, which is the Lansing, Michigan, the Chaplain Corps. The Lansing Police Department Chaplain Corps has been in existence for many years and is here to serve the men and women of the department as well as the citizens of Lansing. Sergeant Sean McNamara manages the Chaplain Corps and can be reached at with an email address. Well, Sean, you may be getting an email from me finding out where are these oaths of office. Because we're going to make sure that everybody in Lansing has taken a proper oath of office. Right? And if these chaplains don't know what to do, well, chaplain, then you take it to Moses. Right? You were appointed by somebody, bishop, lowercase bishop. Right? You have your authority to exist and do what you do where you are because somebody higher than you said you could. Take it to him, is what I'm saying. Because there is an answer. And chaplains are historically, the first chaplain, the guy that they base all this on, at least on the Christian side, he was a military man. In charge, and then, well, anyways, that's a whole other story. I'm not going to get into the history of chaplains. It's real interesting, and I would just do all that by itself. I'm just saying I'm going to take it and give it to them and say, you guys have a duty to enforce the laws of God within the secular organization that you're representing. Right? And we got people in your organization that are breaking the Ten Commandments. Because they took an oath. They said, so help me God. But they didn't use their full legal name. They're changing my name in a court case. Right? They're going to try to steal my property. They're going to make you sign a bond and then, say that you owe that money. They're bearing false witness. All these things are true. So my suggestion to anybody who has any kind of court case, if you had to do something next week, was go find the chaplain. If you're in court, just tell the judge, I need to talk to the chaplain. I can't go any further in this. This isn't a Christian venue. Right? Because I'm being charged by a false accuser. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Who is the chaplain for the court? Now, even if they say no, or whatever the hell they say, don't. Just go find the guy that's in the prison. Right? Because all prisons have chaplains. And that's what Dana did, right? So in Kalkaska County, it's a really small county. there's only one chaplain for the whole thing, and he's mainly known as the prison chaplain. But when you talk to him, he says, "Yeah, he's the chaplain for the court also." Well, excellent. So what we're going to do in Dana's case was in Dana's case, we had put in these things called pleas of the crown, right? Another video back in the day there. And the judge had acknowledged that he had received the pleas of the crown, but it had been improperly served, so he wasn't going to recognize it as evidence. So we want the chaplain to go ask the judge, well, what's the proper way to file a plea of the crown so that you will recognize it as evidence? Because, no one will tell us. And to send the chaplain into the office of the prosecutor to find the frickin' arrest warrant that they say they had when they arrested you. Right? Because there's supposed to be an arrest warrant. Well, where is it? Where's the arrest warrant? And it can't just say arrest warrant on it, be a piece of paper. Here it is. Oh, no. It needs to be filled out. It has to have proper oath or a proper seal on it. It has to have been properly witnessed. Can't be using fictitious names. All that stuff on something like that is just evidence of a counterfeit public security of the United States. So that's what we're going to try, is we're going to get the chaplain involved in the 10 Commandments and risk management. Send the chaplain in to get you a risk management form. Say, they won't give me one, chaplain. I'm tired of waiting. Go find me a risk management form. I want to file a complaint. And what they called it, an incident report. They don't necessarily call it a claim, although it's on there, but it's also called an incident report. And it talks about filing the report with the entity, the Michigan Municipal Risk Management Authority. So more on that stuff next week. But hey, that's what I had to share. And if you're still here and you watched all that, well, thank you very much. And please donate. Tithe, donate, pay it forward. Charity, mercy. Amen. Right? God wants us to get this done. All right? So please help out. I appreciate it very much. Y'all have a great day now. We'll see you.